In the last video, despite it being one of the wettest summers ever, we were blessed with a dry day and hiked up to South Wales's highest peak, Campervan, which only solidified our decision to stay.
After hiking all the way back down and freshening up in our little van, Elton, it's time to explore more of what Wales has to offer. Even though I've lived in Wales my whole life, I've never had the opportunity to travel around Wales like this.
Today, we properly start our road trip in the county of Powys in central Wales.
This place is brilliant. I love it.
Good morning from Gelli, which is Hay-On-Wye, which is a small town really close to England on the sort of east coast of Wales. We packed up here last night. A really nice spot actually. It was free from 6 p.m. to 8 a.m. Now we've just paid a little bit to park here all day. Just had breakfast in the van.
This place is actually the world's first book town. Apparently there's one bookshop for every 71 inhabitants that live here, so not a lot of people live here, and they have loads of bookshops. Apparently the story is something along the lines of this guy called Richard Booth, who was a bookseller, just bought shed loads of books, whether that was from all the rich people selling all their books or USA bookshops going bust. Super unclear online. Who knows? Apparently also he self-appointed himself king and of the town.
Well, there is a castle.
Hay-On-Wye, yes. So. He only just passed away a few years ago, but he appointed himself king and he made his horse like president or something. Okay. There's loads of weird stories.
The sun is out. Typical British summer. It's like 8 a.m. right now and someone's already mowing the grass.
Because the sun is finally out, everyone's like, I gotta mow the lawn.
Yeah. These car parks though, we've noticed in the county of Powys, you're allowed to park in them one night out of every 7 for free overnight. We have not stayed in a bed in a house or a hotel or anything for a long time. I thought we were gonna, be doing a lot more staying in campsites.
Yeah.
But
we even thought that once in a while we would have to check into a hotel just to be like, proper bed. But that bed, it's so good.
Yeah,
it's so good. Honestly, it's not too short. I promise you guys, it's perfect.
Like, I want to show you this. This town is linked up with Timbuktu.
With Timbuktu. Gelli. Gelli and Timbuktu.
Yeah.
Who would have thought it?
When I was young, I didn't think Timbuktu was real.
No, in Sweden there's like a rapper singer called Timbuktu, and I always thought that's what it was. It was just him, but no, turns out that's not the case. I'm just looking at the very small map. I think Hay-On-Wye, Gelli is very small, but there's a butter market. Oh. Does that mean that they're just selling butter, or
must be?
Does that mean something else?
I think during this Wales trip we'll be seeing a few castles. There are loads of castles here in Wales.
Yeah, and they're always in such beautiful areas. It's like, oh, nice garden, and then just like, ooh, a grey castle peeking out from the mountains, and you're like, oh, castle number 1 ticked off. I wonder how many castles we're gonna see on this Welsh road trip.
A lot.
A lot. We should keep a tally. That's 1. Wait, does it count if you've seen them from far away?
Depends.
Or do you have to be close enough to be able to touch them?
Yeah.
Okay, 1 castle.
Since we are in the world's first book town, we obviously have to buy at least one. But as we're heading towards the famous Richard Booth bookshop, we stumble across a lovely little market.
This town is just full of really small, picturesque sort of alleyways, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really nice. And it's really nice to see that the market is kind of still like
a happening thing,
yeah. And this place in here looks like you're in some of medieval.
Yeah, the whole town feels a little bit like that. Like it's a mixture of like, oh, really new kind of stuff, and then you also feel a little bit like you're back in the ages. We didn't really check when everything opened here in Gelli, but the bookshop that I want to go to, which there's hundreds of, well actually no, that's not true. I think there's between 20 to 30 depending on what you read online. still a lot. But the one we want to go to, which is the Richard Booth one, it doesn't open for another 10 minutes. We got up a little bit too early.
Isn't she pronouncing Agehi well?
You sound sarcastic when you say it like
No? Say it again.
that. Agehi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're teaching her well, see?
Yeah. Imagine living here, like how calm and lovely. And you just pop out in the morning, buy a croissant, get some freshly squeezed orange juice, stroll around in the sunshine today. Like, what? This place is brilliant. I love it. This is so cute.
We finally made it to the bookshop. This 3-story shop is actually located inside an old chapel, which is fitting as Richard Booth definitely seemed to worship books.
My mom would love these. She loves Tintin. And we actually had one in our kitchen when we were kids, hanging. One of these big ones. This one. It's this one. This one was hanging like from when I can remember.
How big?
Same.
Oh well.
Like big on the wall.
Shame we don't have a wall big enough.
Oh no, this makes me so sentimental.
I was not expecting this. This bookshop is humongous.
I don't think I've ever been this overwhelmed in a bookshop before. But what do I choose?
Well, I feel like if you choose horror or thriller, you can actually accidentally end up with something terrifying.
Yeah.
And then I'll imagine it all and then I'll be really scared. So I'm thinking maybe sci-fi or fantasy. Apparently this one is set just before Lord of the Rings. So it's like a prequel.
£8.99, please.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Success. We did it. We found a book that sounds good and looks pretty too.
I mean, you can't go wrong with J.R. Tolkien.
Right? That's kind of what I was feeling a little bit. I feel like I worked out quite the appetite, like stressed looking for books.
Last night we didn't really do any exploring, but we did go to the shop here to buy a couple of ice creams, and it was 2 Magnums for $5.58. That's ridiculous, isn't it?
It was so expensive. They were delicious, but that's really expensive, isn't
You can get a pack of like 6 for that much. This place we've just sat down is called the Sandwich Cellar, and it's on this really cute sort of alleyway. And they did say, tasty food and fairly priced. And for the price of a Magnum, you can get toasted tea cake. And what I want to do on this series, this Wales series, and pretty much any series going forward really, is to sort of highlight local places to eat. So if you do come to these towns on your trip, then you can come to these places as well.
We're not really contributing much to sort of the tourism by staying in our van and not paying for free parking. So eating out is like a nice little way out. Eating out is like helping out, but also a super nice treat for us.
Thank you very much.
so much. Basically, the way that it should be done, and no one can argue with me on this, is clotted cream first and then jam. If you do it the other way, you're crazy. Yeah.
This cream tea was exactly what we needed, but unfortunately, it was also what the wasps wanted.
They've landed on it like 20 times. There's like 7 wasps. No, let me just...
We've tried moving the scones and finishing the scones, and the wasps are still coming. I think anytime there's been a lot of rain and then a sunny day, the wasps just come out. Like they've been hiding for
Especially if there's something
a long time.
nearby. We obviously must be super sweet because they are right up in our faces. No! Go away!
Enjoy.
It's all yours. Yeah, enjoy. We paid, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
And of course, we can't leave town without visiting the local sweet shop.
Help.
There's a van parked right next to it. We are now gonna stay in the Banau Brycheiniog National Park, but we are heading way west, about an hour west, towards a very famous waterfall that I've not ever been to before, and I think because it's been raining a lot recently.
Oh, it's gonna be falling. It's gonna be waterfalling.
Yeah. Cheers. Oh.
Oh.
These sweets
They're so good.
with the white in the middle. They're stuck in my throat.
Are you okay?
These sweets with the white in the middle, the pencils, are Adriana's favourite sweets. And my favourite sweets are sour sweets. So this is like a combination of both.
Yeah, they're sour on the outside.
Starting route to Henhead Waterfall. Proceed to Oxford Road, then turn left.
It's about time we see something epic. And I think this waterfall is going to tick that box. Not only is it narrow, but it's steep. Oh, stay in first gear.
Come on, Elton!
This van is so heavy, and when you try to change it to second gear, you have to be going at a momentum, otherwise it slows down straight away.
Good job.
What's great about driving this van and having all the electrics kind of hooked up is that now the battery is at 100%. We only drove about 50 minutes and the battery went from about 92 to 100%. So we have unlimited electricity.
I know, a zombie apocalypse. Zombies could still break in, but we'd be able to drive for a really long time.
And we could still upload YouTube videos because we have Wi-Fi. So if you haven't been bitten by a zombie yet, then you can still watch.
You can be entertained. Yeah!
We're now walking towards Henhead Falls, and it was in the movie The Batman The Dark Knight Rises. So when the Batman was going into the fountain, they used the same fountain here.
It a fountain. Waterfall.
Waterfall. Why do I think it's a fountain?
I don't know. It's a little bit bigger than a fountain.
Yeah. Anyway, having a bit of a brain fart.
But it is the tallest drop of water in South Wales. The drop is 90 feet.
A lot of feet.
That's a lot of feet.
Wow, it's huge. We're now going in underneath the waterfall. See, your campervan doesn't need a shower because you can just come to places like this every day.
One of the things that I didn't think I was gonna like that much about van life is sort of the unpredictability of where you're gonna be sleeping at night. But it turns out that's kind of part of the fun, because we thought we'd be staying a lot more in campsites just so we know where we're going. It's like booked in, but I think that's just our old traveling brains that are so used to booking hotels and checking in at a specific time. But now we just drive around and we say, oh, that lay-by is super flat, looks really lovely, let's just stay there tonight.
This spot up in the mountains will do perfectly for tonight.
Wow.
It's cold. Oh, yes, yes, yes.
What a perfect spot. Yeah.
Oh. What the?
Oh no.
What?
No.
Don't pull it. Don't pull it. Don't pull it. Ugh. What's happened?
Must have had something whack it.
What would whack that?
I don't know.
What do we do? So obviously we need to.
This is locked, right?
I don't know. Was it?
I think so.
Oh, I can see that. But if we.
Okay, when it's closed, it's almost like nothing happened.
We'll need to screw that
yeah.
back together.
But what I would say is it probably wasn't locked, but maybe we shouldn't put so much stuff in the drawer because there was some heavy stuff in here. Should we just tape? I don't even have tape. We don't have anything. We don't have glue. Do we? No, all we have is white tack. And that's not the only thing that broke today.
I think the drone. There's something wrong with it.
Oh no! Like properly.
Since earlier, where I was flying it, and then I was trying to land it, and all of a sudden it just flew straight down to the floor, bounced, flipped over, and then one of these legs like.
Don't try doing it.
But the wings are a bit. That's chopped. That's chopped. That one's completely flopped off. Can you see that?
Oh shit! I didn't even notice that earlier.
That one's actually broken. So at some point, the drone was just going, and well, I wasn't doing that. So now it's not really that safe to fly.
So you managed to fly it here?
Yeah, I managed to fly it a little bit. If I was tracking the van, it wasn't doing it. But if I was just trying to fly it myself, it was just going. And it did it when we were at the waterfall as well.
Okay, so you think changing the
I don't know.
propellers?
Hopefully, I'll try changing these these things. But if anyone else knows why that would be happening for any other reason, like the motors or something, then let us know.
Well, it's beige, yet delicious dinner.
I'm amazed by how much we managed to do in one day. Just Hay-On-Wye or Gelli and the waterfalls. We didn't get rained on. Well, we got rained on a little bit actually, but not too much.
No, we can do it all over again tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.